Hey, producer back.
Yo, what's up, fam? How we doing out there in football land? This is Big Tone here, hollering at you fellas from
Hey,
Mason.
fam, this is Coach Mooney. I'm on the road again, coming at you live from the road, baby. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Coach.
yeah.
Did I cut you off, Big Tone? Did I cut you
No,
off?
no, you good, man. You good. I mean, you driving that bus, so I mean, I knew,
Yeah, I'm cutting
you a
folks
bus
off,
driver.
man. I'm out here cutting
Yeah,
folks off, man. Nah,
you
I ain't
that
cutting
bus
nobody off.
driver.
I'm a safe driver, dog.
So, fam, it's about that time. About that time. So, fam, where we are right now, we less than a month from kickoff for all of you. I know youth football starts, end of July, and high school football, it never ends. So I'm not even going to say it starts because it never ends. But camp bug starts in beginning of August. Gotta
Right.
love this season. Love the hot sun beating on my neck, sweat in my eyes, and the smell of stinky pads all over the place. Y'all know that smell. The smell of them stinky pads. You know, fam. So what we gonna do this season? We got a lot coming at you. A lot. First of all, we got to get ready for our rankings, both D1 and D2. I know a lot of people out
Uh-oh.
there was following us last year. There's a lot of people out there that didn't realize it till it was over that we were doing rankings, and that we use a Cooley Matrix system and are doing our rankings. And we use a lot of information. A lot of information is going to come from you guys. You guys are going to see stuff on social media pretty soon for you to chop in, and chop it up with us and telling us where you think teams and organizations are ranked. We're going to ask you for your top 10 teams at every age group. Your
Oh,
opinion,
oh, oh, Coach. You saying gonna have something like a coach's poll or something?
coach. It's going to be a people's poll.
A people's
A
poll. Oh,
people's poll.
snap.
Yeah, of course, a little bit more weight goes into the coaches, but it's a
I
people's
hear you.
poll. We're gonna have a people's poll in both divisions, Division One
Uh-oh.
and Division Two, going from 6U to 14U. We're gonna ask you, the people, those who watch us, those who support us, those who never heard of us. We're gonna ask you all to chop it up with us and chime in and tell us who you believe the top 10 organizations and teams in each age group. Now, that's going to factor into the Cooley Matrix system. We figured out how to put that into the rankings. And as we go through each week of the rankings, you guys are going to have input into what you feel. And now, look, don't just come and say such and such team at 10U. Tell us why, you know? Tell us why.
Mm.
Don't have to be
Wow.
long. Don't have to be long. You could say, the Blue Devils just posted the Broncos 35 nothing. All right. I gotta consider that. We gotta put
Right.
that into our figuring. What you saying, what you saying, Coach Moo?
I was like, right, that makes sense, man. I'm saying the people got to talk. People got to let us know because it ain't all about the Coolio. Got some personal input in there, man. We got to have some personal input, some coaches input, some people's input. I like that.
Yeah,
I
so
like that
so
idea, baby.
so every week we going out to you. The other thing we're gonna have for sure is we're gonna have games of the week before the games. And then we're gonna have games of the week
Game of
after
the
they've been
week,
played.
week.
So
Games of the
that's
week,
what we're gonna
week,
do.
week.
So get ready for that
Ah,
opening season. And look, y'all can send in, your information of who you want to be game of the week. Okay? Who you want to be game of the week. And MD Mason Dixon, now we ain't gonna get to all of them, but we're gonna pop out there with video. And if we don't get it, we're gonna ask you to send it in because how do we get our guys recruited and recognized? Look, you guys at the youth level is no different at the high school level. They got to know who you are. And imagine us playing a video of your man just doing something spectacular on a football field Saturday. All right. And the next week, bam, it's on our podcast. Not only on our podcast, but it's out through all of our social media contacts. Now,
Hyping it up.
there you
Right.
go. Now, personally, with me being a high school coach, I wish I could keep it all to myself, but that ain't how I roll. That ain't how we roll.
Nah.
You know,
Nah.
we're out
This is
there to
Mason Dixon.
you deserve and what you what you deserve and what you earn. So, going back, recap. First of all, we need you guys to. Now, I don't want to hear you guys complain if you didn't send anything in. So we're gonna send it out there. You're gonna see it through our social media, asking everybody to give us your input. For the top teams by age group. Name of the organization, name of the team, and the age group that you believe are top 10 in the state. And we're going to go through and do that for Division One and Division Two. Oh, we need to know what league you're in. The importance of knowing the league, because we want to get out there and watch you. So we need to know what league you're in so we can follow you. So we want to know the league you're in, your organization, and the name of the team and the age group. We're looking for top 10 at 6U, 7U, 8U, 9U, 10U, 11U, 12U, 13U, and 14U. And if you got a 13U, 14U team, if it's mixed like that, put them in the 14U. But we're looking for the top teams in both Division One and Division Two. So how do you define Division Two? Well, let's say your organization is so big and you got 3 teams at 8U. Well, your top team, and you know who it is. Sometimes you call it the national. Sometimes you call it the A team. Well, they got to be Division One. The next team after that has to be Division Two. And if you got a third team, they still got to be Division Two. You see, in our rankings, we've had teams that were the third team in our organization, but they were better than other second teams out there. Now, you can be the first team in your organization, but you don't have a lot of teams in your organization. You're Division Two. So if you're filling every age group in your organization and you're the first team and you're Division One. If you're filling every age group in your organization and Division One has a team in every age group in your organization, and you're the second team in your organization, you're Division Two. If your organization only has 3 out of 6 age groups, you're Division Two. So I want to help make you guys clear the separation from Division One and Division Two. So it has to deal with one, really how big your organization is. Because the premises behind that is the more players that an organization has, the better that team should be. So if you have an organization with 400 teams, 400 members, 400 players, technically that organization should be better than an organization that only has 100 players because they got more to choose from. So that's how we decide Division One, Division Two. So that's how we decide in our Cooley, our rankings. All right, our matrix, our Cooley matrix rankings. That's how we're doing it. All right. Secondly, we're going to use your input. Your input as a fan or a coach. We're going to use your input to help sort this out. We were pretty good last year. It was almost spot on, but there was some room for improvement. And there's always room for improvement. And look, me, Coach Moody, and the rest of our guys, we can't get to every game. We can't get to every practice. We can't get to every jamboree. However, however, you guys are going to be there filming and cheering on your fans. So let us know. This thing works the more input we have. The more people we have, giving us direction. Because in the end, the whole purpose of Mason Dixon is to serve you. It's to make your community, your football community, more noticeable, get your players notoriety, and help get your guys to some of the top high schools, whether public or private, the top high schools in the area, no matter where you are. You can be in Frederick County, you can be in Washington County, PG County, Baltimore County, Howard County, Baltimore City, Carroll County, Anne Arundel County. We're just trying to get you guys out there, and we enjoy watching these young men play. Yeah, we enjoy it. That's where we are. So now, as we go ahead and do that, I'm gonna see what Coach Moody has to say about our rankings.
Hey, I like to hear all the rankings. I want the people to share the rankings though, because it was kind of crazy that we had people on the rankings and they ain't even know nothing about the rankings. So make sure you share it out there on your social media also. So when you get the rankings, put it out there so your all your followers can see the rankings as well. So we need to get those rankings out and about and make sure everybody is aware of the rankings so they can work hard to stay on top or work hard to get to the top. All right. So we want to make sure everybody's aware of them, get that around. And hey, I like the fact that we go on with the coaches' input and the people's input. So people, football at masondixon.com, or you can hit us up on Instagram that you're watching right now. Hit us up. Let us know what's going on, man. What's going on with these teams so we can help their rankings. All right. They getting it in, let us know. They
So
blowing
what's the
people up
email
like
address, Coach? What's the email address to send it in? You said.
football at masondixonsports.com.
Gotcha. Football at masondixonsports.com. You can always hit us on the IG and Facebook and let us know
Yes,
your thing.
yes,
So that's
sir.
about the rankings, fam. Now let's talk about these games of the week. These
Week,
games of the
week,
week.
week, week, week.
So we know the games are going to start shortly here in about a month. And we want good games. Now don't invite us out to a game that's going to be 50-0. I mean that's
Come
not a
on,
game of
man.
that's not a game of the week.
Uh,
You know, we we, we,
we
we want
talk
those
we talking
games.
about number one against number two.
Yeah, we want
Number
them games that are going to overtime. That
yeah,
defense struggles or an offensive
undefeated against
track.
undefeated.
Yeah, offensive trackman. I know it's early in the beginning of the season, but based on your input and the rankings, we should be able to find some battles day one. Day one, we should be able to find some battles. So when we know what those battles are, what we want y'all to do is we want y'all to give us input and tell us what the games of the week are from day one. And we're going to send that out, as we go through. But we want to just give y'all some privy. And games of the week is the ones that are before the games are played on Saturday. And then games of the week are going to be those games that were played afterwards. So we want to see if what you told us held true. You told us you told us the Blue Devils were fighting the Green Hornets, and then we go to the following. We go at the end of the weekend, and we see that the Blue Devils got stomped by the Green Hornets. Now I'm just using names out there because I don't want to, insult any of our top, or growing youth programs by using their names. So I'm using a fictitious name here, but y'all know what I'm talking about. You understand the example, no doubt. Now to help with the rankings, Mason Dixon's going to help you all. We're going to help you all with your rankings from
How you
six.
gonna do that?
Coach, hold your horses there, baby. Hold your horses.
Oh man, you say something. I want to understand it. I want the
Yeah,
folks to understand it.
here
Go
we go.
ahead. Go
We're
go
going to
ahead.
help
I'm
you
gonna hear
with your
you out.
rankings.
I'm gonna hear you out.
We're going to help them with the rankings, starting with 8U, coach. So like if you're
Eight
six
you?
years old, 7 years old, starting with 8U, and then we're going to go 10U, 12U, and 13, 14U, coach. What we're going
All
to
right.
do, check it out, coach. What we're
I'm
going to
listening.
do, we are going to have a red zone warfare.
Red zone
Red zone
warfare.
warfare, coach.
I hear you.
That's what we're going to have,
Red zone warfare. All
coach.
right now.
And our red zone warfare, coach, it's going to be a pre-ranking tournament. Now, I know a lot of people out there are doing jamborees. So picture this
What?
as a jamboree on steroids, coach. A
Yes,
jamboree,
sir.
on
I said yes,
steroids.
sir.
All right. And coach, so first of all, there's no entry fee. It's free.
Free,
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 free, free.
free. Oh my God, it's free.
Coach, there's no gate fee. There's no
No gate,
entrance fee. It's
no
free.
entrance fee. It's
No,
free.
Coach, no entrance
Oh
fee.
man, that's a big word right there.
So
That's a
coach,
big word. Free.
now there is something we got to do. We're gonna have, because it's a tournament, coach, and we're
Okay.
guaranteeing minimum 3 games. So our round robin pool is gonna be 3 games for each team. We're taking the first the first 8 teams at every age group. Now this is
First
football,
18 free.
coach.
Woo-hoo.
So the first 8 teams that sign up for 8U, the first 8 teams that sign up for 10U, the first 8 teams that sign up for 12U, and the first 8 teams that sign up for 13, 14U. Coach, we're taking them, and they're going to play round robin. So just like a jamboree, except where they go from the 40 in. Coach, half the field in. We're doing the same thing, half the field in. But here's the deal: we got two 18-minute running clocks. Two 18-minute
Two.
running clocks.
Okay.
Two halves. Two halves.
Two
Each half
halves.
is
Two halves.
18 minutes running clock.
36
Coach,
minute
take
game.
one
Okay.
timeout each half. One timeout each half.
All right. One time out.
One timeout each half. Then what we have, coach, is we have 2-minute halftime. So you got 2 minutes, coaches, to get your guys pumped up or keep that pedal on the metal. Then we're coming back out again. This is football. It's a high scoring game, coach. It's about the offense. Defense
Okay.
wins championships, but that offense sells that ticket. Then,
All right
coach,
now.
when the last 2 minutes of the second half, it's regular football. Regular football. No running clock. The running clock goes away the last 2 minutes.
What?
Running clock goes away the last 2 minutes. So, coach, we got guaranteed 3 games. Now, because we got tournament style, of course, we got to have refs. See,
Oh wow.
different than jamborees. So now we got to have refs. Now, by the time we get after that, we're taking the top 4 teams of every age group. They're going to the semis. Now, when you go to the semis,
Final four. You saying the
final
final four for every age group?
final four, we're going to have high school refs officiating those final 4 games.
All right now.
Final 4 games officiating by high school refs. Then, coach, the champion is going to walk away with a team trophy.
What?
Walk away with a team trophy, coach.
Oh
Now,
man.
a little bit more, we got added to it. They're guaranteed 3 games. Top 4 teams, make the final 4. All right. There is absolutely no gate fee, no entrance fee. However, they will have to pay for the refs, the officiating, but we're keeping it
Because
local.
we gotta have real refs for the final four.
We got to, and not just youth refs, which I love dearly. We got to have high school refs, coach. That's what we
So we
want.
gotta
We
have
want
high
high
school
school
refs.
refs.
So the guys that make the final four gotta pay for the refs.
They got
Is
to
that
pay
what you
for it.
said?
That's it. That's
Okay.
it. But we're negotiating with the refs, coach, to try to keep it the least
Reasonable.
expensive as possible. Now, coach, a little bit more. This is kind of like Madden meets Call of Duty. It's what it is.
Uh-oh.
This is like Madden meets Call of Duty, coach. Okay.
I hear you.
All right. So we're calling it the red zone warfare. Okay.
Red zone warfare.
Well, here's the deal.
All
When a
right.
team hits the red zone, the DJ is going to blast a purge siren. All right. For the whole place to get locked in. So we're going to have multiple games going on. And when the team hits the red zone, the DJ's, oh, coach, I forgot to tell you, we're going to have a DJ there too.
I hear you. I heard you say
DJ.
DJ. I heard you say DJ.
And
Now hold
look
on.
at
Hold on.
every,
So this is like the red zone on TV. Like when somebody make the red zone, that game comes up.
yep.
So like when somebody make the red zone, the DJ gonna make sure everybody's focused on that game or no, everybody's aware of that game
Coach,
because they're in the red zone.
he's going to make sure, he's going to make sure.
There you go. There you go.
Oh,
Somebody's in
someone's
the
in the
red
red
zone.
zone.
Somebody's in the red
Someone's in the
zone.
red zone. Someone's
Red
in the
zone
red zone.
warfare, baby.
That's it. Red zone warfare. So every time someone hits the end zone.
Oh man, that's gonna be hype, baby. That's gonna be hype. I'm loving that.
Coach, that's how we doing it, Coach. You know,
That's
we're gonna
doing a
get the
lot.
whole field, everyone locked in, Coach, when they hit the red zone.
Everyone.
Everyone, once they hit the red zone, that's what we're doing. Look, this is different. This ain't just a typical jamboree where you come and get dirty.
Nah.
All right. This ain't your typical jamboree. First of all, like I said, you know, we got real reps, high school reps officiating the Final Four. All right. Secondly, we're giving away team trophies to the champion. All right.
Uh-huh.
When a team hits the red zone, Coach, you know, the DJ blasts the purge siren. You know, everyone gets locked in. You know, now, Coach, the offense gets extra point for hitting the red zone. So they may not score, but if they get in the red zone, Coach,
in the red zone,
they get 3 points for getting in the red zone. It's as good as a field goal.
Hold on. So you get points for getting in the red zone, then you get more points for getting in the end zone.
Coach, so, 3 points hitting the red zone.
Gotcha.
Right? And then when you score, 6 points. We want this thing moving fast, Coach.
You said high scoring.
Yep.
All right. Coach, so what if I stop them bums? Coach, I'm a defensive guy. What if I stop them bums?
Coach, if the defense stops them in the red zone, defense gets 3 points.
Holy moly, defense can get some scores, huh? All right,
Coach,
now.
If that defense stops them in the red zone, now red zone is defined as, Coach, 10 yards or less from the goal line. That's the red zone. That's the red zone. So if the defense stops you in the red zone, Coach, defense gets 3 points for that team.
Gotcha.
Coach, if they get inside the 4-yard line and the defense stops them, so really it's inside the 5-yard line, and the defense stops them, 6 points.
What?
6 points for the team. So here's the deal. If I'm on offense, Coach, and I'm 12 yards out, I want to get into the red zone. I don't want to score 12 yards out. I want to get into the red zone, get those 3 points, and then score again, and then get those 9.
I'm going to run a tush push, huh? From 2. You going to run a tush push?
Coach, that's it. However, when you do that, you're giving the defense a chance to score. Because if the defense stops you in that red zone, you know, that's 3 points. If the defense stops you in the goal line, that's 6 points.
All right.
That's 6 points, Coach.
That's crazy.
And Coach, in addition to that, we with the DJ, we're getting shout outs. So when you come here, make sure you got that roster and it's tight. So our DJ knows them by name. He don't want to just say number 17, but he wants to say Coach Moody, number 17. That defensive back just got ran over. You know? make sure we got a roster on your
man, why you say I'm running over defensive backs, man? That ain't good.
I said got ran over, bro. Ran.
You said that defensive back got ran over by number 17, Coach Moody. I heard you.
Yeah, and fam. And here's the thing. You know how they have skulls and crossbones?
Yes, sir.
You got Mason Dixon and crossbones stickers that we're gonna give out.
Helmet stickers?
Coach, helmet stickers.
Helmet stickers?
Helmet stickers. So look at your stud offensive guy that just got you in the red zone.
What happens? I hit a sign. What happened? He got me in the red zone. He got me in the red zone. We scored 3 points.
Coach, but look it out. Check it out. Right? That DB just shut down your wide receiver on fourth down, and you getting off the field. That DB just shut him down, Coach.
Oh, wow. He get a helmet sticker, Coach?
Huh?
That DB get a helmet sticker?
Yeah, Coach, that's what I'm saying. He get a helmet sticker. And
he get a helmet sticker. And the defense get 3 points.
Shut out. So again, Coach, this is red zone warfare.
Red zone warfare, baby.
You know,
We going to this high scoring, baby. This high scoring.
Coach, is high scoring, it's live, it's excited, it's shout outs. It's red zone warfare, is what we're
That
doing.
DJ got to be on top of it, man.
I
That
know.
DJ got to be on top of it because we gotta make sure that DJ shout out whenever somebody's in the red zone. That siren, he got to be
Coach,
hitting that
that's our producer
siren,
number
baby.
one. Coach, our producer number one be on it. Producer number
Yes,
two,
sir.
when you say red zone warfare, we be getting it.
Yes, sir.
You know,
That's some good
but
stuff right there, baby. That's some good
that's
stuff.
what we got going on, Coach. So we got red
When is
zone,
that? When is that, Coach?
Coach. That's Sunday, August 10th.
Sunday, August the 10th.
Now, Coach,
Red zone warfare. All right,
I guess if we got to get, if we had a new producer, who understood that when we say red zone warfare, I mean, we're going to pop our flyer out and show you guys again what it looks like, because we're lacking on that.
He on the top of the sign, baby. He on top of the sign.
No, Coach, that ain't him. That ain't him, Coach. You know what I'm
That
saying?
ain't him?
No, man. He's sleeping.
Oh, wow.
But when we got red zone warfare.
Wow.
Coach.
I thought that was the number 2 producers doing that. Ah.
No,
All right. That's some good stuff, though, man. I like that siren, baby. I like that siren.
Oh yeah, Coach. That siren is letting everybody in the vicinity know we getting locked in. Is someone about to score or
Somebody
get
about to score.
shut down. Only 2 things can happen, Coach: a score or a shutdown.
Got into the red zone.
Huh?
Right.
Red zone warfare. You know what I mean? It's happening August 10th, Mason-Dixon. Coach, we're starting at 8 a.m. First game's at 8 a.m. Last game, 7:15 p.m. So we're staying in the sun. Staying in the sunlight. It don't get dark till about 8:30 o'clock. But that's how we're doing it. We're staying in there. So
working it out. All right.
And, those you guys heard it first. You heard it folks. So it's the Mason-Dixon red zone warfare. All right.
Red zone warfare.
Y'all heard it.
We heard it, Coach. We heard it.
That's happening August 10th.
There you go. August 10th. It's going down.
Red zone warfare. I got to get ready for that purge, baby.
Yes, sir.
Get ready. August 10th, 8 a.m. We're going to start out with the younger age groups first and go right up to our big boys, 13U, 14U. But we're going to have more coming out with the rules and everything up within the next week. You got to get ready. But we just want y'all to mark that date on your calendar.
Mark that date. Mark it down, baby.
Oh, Coach, and we're going to have good food out there, too. Good food.
Coach, do you know this yet? I don't know if you know it yet, but you said the first 8. What they got to do to be the first 8? How do they contact us to be the first 8?
Coach, we're going to have a registration.
Do we have that up yet?
We're going to have a registration page go up this week. Now,
okay, we'll let them know.
You can go ahead and hit us up at football at MasonDixonSports.com. That's it, right, Coach?
That's right. You got it right, Coach.
And give us your anticipated roster and the positions that you anticipate them playing. But we need that roster because we want to be able to call out their name. Now, we understand it's preseason, so you're not going to have everyone might be number 30 on your roster because you don't have your game jerseys yet. We understand that, but we do want you to look uniform. Now, don't have every player out there with their daddy's t-shirt on. We don't want that look. We want y'all to look good. Because it's red zone warfare. Mason-Dixon coming to you August 10th, starting at 8 a.m. 18 at every age group. At every age group. Okay? That's what we're doing.
Can you hear me?
Coach, I'm going to love that sound. That means we're in the red zone. We're in the red zone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're getting frozen, coach. You're getting frozen. You're driving in a bad area. Now you're spinning. Well, as Coach Moody disappears, fam, now you got me. You got the real deal now. So I'm going to finish it up. So on August 10th, fam, we got the Red Zone Warfare. It's a preseason ranking tournament. So the winner of each age group is going to get an automatic to the championship for their age group. State championship, which we're playing at the end of the year. So the
So
winner
they're
of
gonna get a
each age
postseason
group,
bid.
that team automatic postseason bid to the state championship, coach. Automatic
Man,
postseason bid to the state,
that's big
which
right there.
means
That's huge.
coach, which means this call it a jamboree if you want, all right, but it's a tournament, coach. It's a tournament, and what do you get away from this tournament? I'm going to tell you, coach. You get competition that's officiated. That officiating is important for your players to hear. They've been hearing coaches tell them what and what not to do all camp, all week. Now they get to hear an official tell them what and what not to do. So that's important for the development and instruction of our players. Secondly, coach, what do they do? What do they get? They get good competition. They get safe competition.
Yes,
They get a
sir.
friendly environment and encouraging environment. Coach, they have the opportunity to have great food. We have some good vendors out there, great food. And if you're interested in being a vendor, let us know at football at masondixonsports.com if you're interested in being a vendor. Coach, they get to do this, no entry fee for the family, no gate fee, nothing. We do have, you will pay a small fee paid for your officials, but that's it. All right. We're going to keep costs down to officiating so cheap. It's be cheaper than a McDonald's meal is our goal. But we got to have officiating. We got to have officiating since we have a championship. So that's important for
Yes,
us.
sir.
And,
This is
and,
tournament style.
yeah, and for the continuity of the tournament. The winners, coach, the winning team is going to get a team trophy. The winners are going to get an automatic bid to the state championship. And even if you don't make it to the state championship, make it to the championship game, and even if you don't make it to the semis, this is going to help your team get ranked. Because in the end, we got to look at you, and you might have not made it to the championship, but the team that went to the championship, you played them tough. Well, we can't ignore that. The team that wins the championship, you might not have made it to the playoffs, the final four, but you played them tough. We got to look at that. So this is also going to be used, for the rankings, which is going to come out week 1. All right. So we're going to have all of our preseason rankings, and this is going to help you with your preseason ranking of your team. That's important. That preseason ranking, just like everything else. We as high
Yes,
school coaches,
sir.
we want to see good football, whether it's Division 1 or Division 2. We want to see good football. Uh, and we look at Division 1 and Division 2 because there's studs at each thing. Just because you're a Division 2 player doesn't mean you're any worse than a Division 1 player. All that means is that you're playing for a smaller organization. It had nothing to do with your talent. So your talent at the youth level can take your team from over to undefeated. That's what a player can do in youth football. Okay. So if you're a stud, you're a stud. If you're a stud, you're going to get recruited by every high school in the area, both public and private.
Ah,
So different than other tournaments. They don't have officials there. You know, they don't have a free gate fee. They don't have a free entry fee. Their game isn't Madden meets Call of Duty. They're not going to have DJs there. They're not going to allow teams to get preseason ranking for the state tournament. They're not going to give a team trophy, and they're not going to give you an automatic bid. Automatic bid.
automatic bid to the state championship tournament.
So, but we're only taking top 8. So get at us, fam. Get at us. Top 8.
Fo- Football at masondixonsports.com. It is
That's
up.
it. Football at masondixonsport.com. All right. For our red zone warfare. Red Zone Warfare tournament. And we want to see all y'all there.
All right now. All right, Coach. I think you gave him a lot this week. A lot to chew on.
Yep. All right, Coach, fam. Until we see you again next week, this is Big Tone saying see ya.
Coach Moody said, peace.